Good morning on this Friday, May the 7th, 2021. Let it be known we have a beautiful show lined up this morning. We have the violinist, the queen, the violinist queen, they call her, Mapy. She is coming up. But first, of course, let us delve into the news headlines of the morning. Florida Republican Governor Ron DeSantis on Thursday morning signed into law a controversial voting bill aimed at curbing access to mail-in voting in the state, joining a host of other GOP-led states pushing new limits in connection with former President Donald Trump's baseless claims of fraud in the 2020 election. In signing the bill during an appearance on Fox News, the Florida Republican highlighted provisions of the bill, including stricter voter ID requirements for voting by mail, creating limits on who can pick up and return a voter's ballot, and banning private funding for elections. Once again, the voter election bills, voter suppression bills continue. The Republican-led, we should say, voter suppression bills continue throughout the United States in Republican-led states. Florida is only among them. Also in the news today, Homeland Security Secretary Alejandro Mayorkas warned that cyber attacks, specifically ransomware attacks, are on the rise, and targets range from government agencies to small businesses. He said the threat is real. The threat is upon us. The risk is to all of us. And he goes on to say, inform oneself, educate oneself, and defend oneself. A ransomware attack is when hackers lock files on a device and demand a ransom be paid in order to unlock them. The Homeland Security Department said $350 million was paid out of for ransomware attacks last year alone. Most recently, there was a ransomware attack against the Metropolitan Police Department in Washington, D.C., with a group demanding money for stolen files. The Metropolitan Police Department has not provided an update as to what happened. And also the Illinois Attorney General's office has been under attack since April the 10th. The attorneys in the office are using their own personal computers and phones, underscoring the threat that these attacks have. So we have to be very, very careful out there. Let us now bring on our president and CEO, Dr. Ben Chavis. Good morning, Dr. Chavis.
Good morning, Stacy. How are you today? And we're very pleased to end this Friday with Let It Be Known on behalf of Karen Carter Richards and the entirety of the National Newspaper Publishers Association. We welcome everybody. Thank you for going over the headlines.
Yeah, absolutely. And Dr. Chavis, another news note. In a surprise late yesterday, Atlanta Mayor Keisha Lance Bottom announced that she is not seeking re-election. We don't know why. We have invited the mayor onto the program. Her team said that she's looking to open up a schedule to come on to talk with us. And I thought it was interesting that Dr. Chavis, with all the reports yesterday, this one, and you're always talking about millennials and how important the young folks are. This young man, he's either a millennial or younger, young African-American male. He posted a very, very interesting question on Twitter yesterday about all the reports about Mayor Keisha Lance Bottom's decision. And what he said was this. He says, I'm reading all of this about her leaving. I'm reading about who might be running. He says, but what none of the news outlets are telling us, are telling me, he says, they're not telling me why she has decided not to seek re-election. So again, the trusted voice is us, Dr. Chavis, the Black Press. We're going to bring folks that information. In fact, we expect to attend a press conference later this afternoon with Mayor Keisha Lance Bottom. We're going to get to the bottom of it, pardon the pun, Dr. Chavis.
Well, thank you. First of all, the Honorable Keisha Lance Bottom has been an extraordinary mayor, a very effective leader in Atlanta, Georgia, and she's probably one of the most popular mayors that Atlanta's ever had. So whatever decision that she made, I'm sure she made a very informed decision, not only for her family, and for the city of Atlanta. And so we'll wait. I think we owe it to her to see what she says. And I'm sure that she has a plan, not only for herself, but also for the city of Atlanta. So I think that the credibility, the integrity, and the future of Mayor Keisha Lance Bottoms is still going to be outstanding. She certainly made her mark. And of course, Georgia, in this same week, the governor of Georgia, the governor of Florida, and also in Texas, doing everything they can to keep people from voting. And one of the highlights of the mayor's tenure in Atlanta was to have that outstanding vote, unprecedented high voter turnout in Atlanta and surrounding areas in November and then again in January. And that's why we have two new Democratic senators from the state of Georgia. And she has a lot working with Sister Abrams and Tasha Brown's. Black women really led the charge to get a tremendous vote out. So I'm very enthusiastic. We've had Keisha Lance Bottoms on our show here, and she's also been on the Chavis Chronicles. So I salute to her. She has a great family, a great tenure, and I believe that the best is yet to come from Keisha Lance Bottoms.
Oh, absolutely, Dr. Chavis, and I definitely concur with that assessment that the best is yet to come. Dr. Chavis, it is Friday, and people like to let their hair down on Fridays, Dr. Chavis. They get ready for the weekend. What better way to get ready for the weekend with our next guest, award-winning violinist, aka the Violin Queen. She shared the stage and stole the spotlight at the 2021 Grammy Awards. She's performed on The Ellen Show with Pharrell and is loved and celebrated by celebrities like Nicki Minaj, Chris Brown, French Montana, Future, Snoop Dogg, and so many more. Well, let's bring on our special guest this morning, Mapy. Good morning.
Good morning. Thank you for having me.
Good morning, Mapy, and we're so pleased and honored to have you. And you have an outstanding career, and we're looking forward to you continue to make moves, make waves, make awards. You're so gifted and talented, not only playing the violin, but playing the violin in a way that not only wakes people up, but gets them in the right vibe.
I agree. Yes, thank you. That's one of the most beautiful instruments to me, and I'm very grateful for my mom because she wanted me to play the violin more than I wanted to do it when I was a kid, and I'm really grateful because this is what makes me happy the most in life, playing the violin right now. And yeah, I'm here talking to you in America, and I traveled from France actually 3 years ago to chase my dreams to become an international violinist. And I'm not saying that it's working, but I'm working.
Well, we say bonjour to you and très bien, très bien.
Bonjour.
How about that? And so tell us a little bit about that experience at the Grammys. You really did steal the spotlight, as they say. Tell us about that. How did you feel being on that Grammy platform?
It was an amazing experience because so it started last summer during the pandemic when we were all home, and as a musician, I didn't have any concert. Everything was canceled, so I didn't have any show, any concert. So what I was doing was playing music and posting content, posting videos on social media, just to spread love and good vibes, because everybody was we were all in the same situation. So and I decided to play that song from the Baby. That song is Rockstar, and just I didn't want to go too far away, so I just crossed the street, and there is a basketball court across the street where I live, and in Brooklyn. So I went to the basketball court, just shot a video real quick, and posted it on social media. The Baby saw that video and he reached out and he said, "Oh, that was amazing. We should do a performance together one day." And I said, "Yeah, of course." Whenever, yeah, when everything reopens, of course, just let me know. I would love to. And when he was when he knew that he was performing at the Grammys, he reached out again and he said, okay, so it's game time. Let's go to the Grammys. And it was just incredible. My first performance, my first gig of 2021 was the Grammys. And when I was there, it was just incredible. I felt so happy, so good and free. And I just felt like I was where that's weird. I was where I belonged to. I felt so good. I felt.
Well, having that confidence, I'm sure, is extremely important. Michelle Madison, one of our viewers this morning, is asking Mapy, how can she share your music with her 4-year-old granddaughter who loves playing the violin? Where can folks get your music?
So my music is on all digital platform, and I have a YouTube channel. So I know a lot of people love watching the YouTube channel because I post a lot of videos. So my YouTube channel is Mapy, M-A-P-Y, and I also post a lot of on social media. So my Instagram is I am Mapy, I-A-M-M-A-P-Y, and also Facebook is Mapy Violinist, and I am on TikTok as well. So it's also I am Mapy. So just type Mapy on YouTube and you will enjoy. And my music is everywhere. So I'm working right now on an original album because I post a lot of covers, but I also compose and write music. I have 2 original singles that are already out. And I'm working this year on my first original album. So I will release it by this summer.
Fantastic. Well, I tell you what, here's what we're going to do. We're going to give folks a little glimpse of what you can do. Let's take a look at this clip by Mapy. Wow. Hey, so do you take the violin everywhere you go?
Everywhere. I have my purse and my violin.
Well, you know, we certainly, like we said at the top, especially on Fridays, we love to hear such great music. Dr. Chavis, I know you want to jump in.
Well, thank you. I want to go back to Mapy's background. Obviously, your mother was a great inspiration to you. Tell us about France. You know, we are the Black Press of America. We have 230 African-American owned newspapers and media companies all over the country. Those are the members of the NNP, but we represent almost 50 million African-Americans, but we also represent Black people, people of African descent throughout the African diaspora in the Caribbean and Brazil, and of course, all across Africa and in Europe. And one of the things in my last time in France, I saw this growing French, African, Afro-French population. Talk to us about how it is being from France, being of African descent, and now being here in the United States. But talk to us about your upbringing in France.
That's a great question. So, you know, I'm originally from Reunion Island. It's a small island. It's a French colony, actually. It's located in the southeast of Africa and
Yes.
Madagascar. So my mom was born there. So
now tell us about Madagascar. A lot of people don't know the geography. That's on the east coast of Africa.
Exactly. So in my island, so Reunion Island, there are a lot of people from Africa, from especially the east coast and Madagascar, also Asia. So a lot of Indian people, and also, of course, European people, because this island was slaves were brought to this island by European people. So it was a French colony. It's still, French people don't call it a colony anymore. It's called a French department, even if it's in the Indian Ocean, it's far away. But we are still French citizens with a different culture, just like Guadeloupe or Martinique or French Guyana, even if we're not located in the same area. So it's the same.
Or Haiti.
Or Haiti, exactly. Yes. So Haiti, now they are independent, we are not. So it's a little bit different, but yeah, I mean, we are still one family. The thing is that what I love with us is that we all stand together. Wherever we are from, we are all French colonies. We all have almost the same story, the same background. So we all stand together. Our cultures are very similar. So when we are in France, we are all always together. So what happened is that in the 60s, 70s, the French government brought a lot of young people from the colonies, from the French colonies, to help rebuild the country. So that's why my mom was brought to France with all her cousins and a lot of her friends and family to help rebuild the country, and they needed more population in certain areas in the country. So we are all kids, my generation, we are all kids of immigrants. We were all packed. That's the word is a little bit strong, but we were all packed in the projects. They built these projects for us. So we were all there, and our parents were working. They had jobs as housekeepers or anything. Just it was mostly the jobs that French people did not really want to do, but they needed people to do these jobs. So that's why they called them. My mom was a housekeeper, and so we grew up in the projects, and it was really hard. But it was hard. Yes and no, because when you don't know anything else when you're a kid, you're just happy. You don't know what's outside. You think everybody lives like you in the projects, and and then when you start to grow up and travel and see the world, you understand. That's how I understood that we were different.
Yes. Well, that's an amazing background, Mapy, and I hope that you also consider writing a book about your journey. From East Africa to France and now to America, and you're making a real difference. Music is such extraordinary, the way you play the violin. And so, Stacy, when we finish this book, Stacy Brown and I are writing a book on the transatlantic slave trade. So, Stacy, we got to make sure that we cover not only what happened on the west coast of Africa, but also on the east coast of Africa in our book.
Yep, absolutely. And Mapy, just going back for a moment to your mom, I understand that her words of wisdom to you was music is a passport that breaks boundaries between social classes. One day you will understand and thank me. So have you sent her that big thank you yet?
Oh yeah, yeah. Every time I hear that, it makes me so emotional. But yeah, of course I thank her, and especially what happened is that after my performance at the Grammys, Reunion Island, the journalists from Reunion Island, they reach out, and my mom lives in Reunion Island now. She's back to her roots, and so I went to I did a TV show on a live TV show on Reunion Island, sorry, and from America, but yes. She was watching, and I thanked her, and she said that was the most beautiful day of her life because it was on TV. but yeah, I really love her, and I really didn't understand what she was talking about when I started to talk about her story a little bit more, and how people were treating her because she was poor, because she was Black, and that the fact that we also had to work 10 times more than anybody else. And that's also how I got my degree at the School of Music in Paris at the Conservatory, because she had me working and practicing hours and hours every day. And she would say, I know your friends at the School of Music, they don't practice that much, but even if they were, you still have to do 10 times more than them, because you will never get the same recognition. Don't ask me why, you will understand one day, but just listen to me. And she was right. And even if I got my degree a few years later, I still didn't get the gigs that all of these people would get in France, because I looked different, because I was not what they expected me to be as a violinist. So yeah, my mom, she's my biggest inspiration, and she's the truth. She's a queen. She really helped
Yeah.
me.
Well, absolutely. Now you've got a chance to play with the baby. You have been applauded by so many of hip hop's biggest stars and pop's biggest stars. Is there someone that you really want to perform with that you haven't yet?
Oh yeah, I would love so many people, so many artists, but I would love to perform with Rihanna. I just love this. I love her. She's
Yes.
an island girl as well, and she's so talented. And she's a businesswoman. She does a lot of things, and she's still herself. And I love that, because she can stay herself. She has her personality, and and she's just a queen as well. So yeah, I would love to perform with her. That would be amazing. But also a lot of artists. I can't mention everybody.
Right. Well, you do so well. I've seen your channel. So many others have seen your channel. When you pick up that violin, what, other than what you've already stated about your mom, what else inspires you?
Oh, so when I grew up, I was listening to a lot of hip hop and reggae. So that's what inspired me to play music. And I was playing the violin, but that's what inspired me. So after 4 years practicing the violin every day, one day I was trying to play a song that was playing on the radio, and it was the song was Juicy by Biggie Smalls, and I was I love that song. I should try to play it, and I was just trying to play by ear, and it worked. So I was able to play that song by ear, and that day I realized that it was magical. So I was able to play any song by ear with my instrument, and I decided that one day I would become a hip hop violinist, reggae violinist. That's what I wanted to become. But I mean, at that time, nobody was playing hip hop with the violin or reggae. So I thought that I would have to become a classical musician and nothing else. But that was still a dream. So that's what inspired me to continue. And I really, even when I was practicing every classical music that I had to learn for school, I always made sure that I was taking a small break just to practice the music that I love, because it's important to practice, but to have fun too. And that was my motivation, actually. And I just can't believe that this is happening. Like, I'm really doing this one today.
Well, we see the violin there in the corner over there. Like you
Yeah.
said, you go nowhere without it. So we have a few minutes left. So maybe you'll play just a little bit for us.
Oh, I could. My studio is not even set up. I mean, I would love to play. These are the electric violins, so I would have to plug it and just do a sound check. But I mean, next time, no problem. I would love to.
Absolutely, we're gonna hold you to that.
So Stacy, let's tell her about our upcoming national convention. We want to reach out to millennials and Generation Z, and music is the way to do that. We would love to have Mapy perform at our national convention, where Mapy, we will have people from all over the world watching from June 23rd through 26th. We'll check your schedule. And in terms of wanting to perform with Rihanna, some of us know Rihanna's manager. We'll try to make an inroad for you there. But just know that the Black press is so enthusiastic about your talent and your career, and we want to embrace you in a way that we can.
Thank you so much. Thank you. It means a lot, and I would love to be a part of the performance of the event. Thank you so much. It means so much.
Yeah, one of our talking about the Black press, one of our publishers down in Florida, Bobby Henry, he says, "Is there a Black violin concert coming soon with Black violinists?" So in other words, he wants to know, are you going to get together with other Black violinists and do a concert?
Oh, you know what? We would love to. And he's talking about black violin. And, you know, that's interesting, because they were the first people that I saw when I was still living in France. They were the first people that I saw on YouTube, playing the violin, being Black and playing hip hop. And I saw that video. They were performing at the Apollo Theater, and I was like, but it's possible. So I can finally see black people playing the violin, playing hip hop and classical music, and this is what I want to do. And that's what I was saying a little bit earlier, that nobody else was doing that, and they were the first people that I saw doing it from YouTube. And the crazy part is that they came to perform in Paris a few years ago in 2016, and I met them and we became friends, and they also helped me with everything to be able to travel to the country, to the US, and just follow my dream. I really love them. Like, I don't know if they're watching, but if they watch, just hello and thank you.
Well,
and I would love to perform with them.
Yeah, and Dr. Chavis, Dr. Chavis always has some great ideas. He's got so many, but one of his great ideas is to have a hip hop orchestra. He talks about that often. That's something that we can certainly see the violin queen involved in.
Absolutely. And keep in mind, at our convention, June 23rd to June 26th, we're going to have the Count Basie Orchestra, which is jazz. And there are violinists in the Count Basie Orchestra. And we would love to have the counterbalance to have hip-hop violinists also. We're going to have great music, great speakers. And Mapy, again, I think that you not only just had everybody at the Grammys giving a standing ovation, not only on the set, but throughout the world. I just think that connecting these dots, I like the fact that you represent the diaspora of African people as well. And, I think the future is very bright. So we have to try to help in the Black press. We cover artists and entertainers and professional people all the time, because everybody's striving toward excellence. And at your age, you got a great future ahead of you, and you can count on the Black press to be there to support you.
Thank you so much. It means a lot. Thank you. I really appreciate it. It feels so good to hear this. Thank you.
Well, thank you so much, and congratulations on all your success. And of course, the success we know is coming your way going forward. We really appreciate you stopping by this morning. And don't forget to register for the upcoming NMPA Virtual Convention, which takes place from June 23rd, as Dr. Chavis said, to June 26th. You can register. It's free this year. virtualnmpa2021.com. Again, www.virtualnmpa2020.com. Lots of great stuff, lots of surprises. Hey, you might even see Mapy at the convention performing. And don't forget also, this Sunday and every Sunday, watch the Chavis Chronicles on PBS TV and PBS World. And also, just a side note, National Golf Day is coming up on Monday, and we're going to bring you more about that and what it means to African Americans. Yep, you heard that correctly. What the PGA Tour means and will mean going forward to the African American community. So stay with us, stay tuned with us on Monday for more information on that. Monday and Tuesday, National Golf Day coming up on Monday. Let it be known, in the words of Toni Morrison, if there is a book that you want to read, but it hasn't been written yet, you must be the one to write it. Have a great weekend. Stay safe, stay well, and we'll see you on Monday.